I think a musical about Calder right now is good because of the time we're in. I think there's a lot of evil that we see on TV.
With political discourse and all the violence and the hatred and the wars and conflicts, Calder is especially timely.
I actually had this children's book that I showed Tom, and it had these great illustrations, and he's mentioned this should be a musical, and I thought, yes, and that there's great songs and great ideas, and I think right now that a musical that's mainstream, that's fun, not fluffy, but just uplifting and inspiring, and something that's positive for people. I've always loved musicals where I leave the theater and I feel I'm humming a song, or I feel inspired or enlightened, and I hope that that is the case for audiences that come to this show.
Dustin, he has a brilliance about his composing. I can't compose music, so I'm always amazed at how this springs forth. And people who have that kind of talent, and I would say that Dustin certainly has that talent, I'm simply amazed by it. And it inspires me so that I'm able to provide the words to match the music, and together they meld. It's just an amazing experience.
Working with Tom has been a real surprise. He's a writer, and how he's taken lyrics and been able to make them universal. And the meter of the lyrics is very easy to put to music. And so I find that to be I'm amazed at it, because I actually struggle with writing lyrics, but the collaboration's been great.
The lyrics that I write, not only to drive the story, to tell the story to the listener, the lyrics also have to, have some relationship to the music. People often ask Dustin and me, what came first, the lyrics or the music over the lyrics? And, we've done both. But in terms of the lyrics, part of it is storytelling, but some of the lyrics in this show come forth from my own personal experience. I'm hoping that the lyrics that I write, that they reflect universal feelings that people have.
I wrote the songs, I wanted them to be memorable, and that people would leave the theater humming the songs, and not just hum them, but feel inspired. One of the songs we wrote is called A Path to Follow, and I was hoping people would leave feeling empowered to follow their dreams and their passions.
When we produced the show for Indie Fringe, it was a surreal experience, because if you've ever had the joy of hearing something that you created out of nothing, and to hear it coming out of the mouths of singers and actors, it's such a fulfilling experience, and I've never had one like it.
As I was always worried through the process about filling seats. That's always my worry. And of course, Tom was always reassuring me. And we actually had great attendance. We were the #1 selling show, and people were at the last performance were lined around the block. And I just stood in disbelief. It was like I was excited. And we'd worked so hard for 16 months that it was really nice to see that, because we had really worked and to make this great musical that we were passionate about. And you just can't put that in words what that feeling is like. It's almost like fate was meant for this to happen so that we could create art in our own way, musicals together.
Our mission is to simply, with this musical, to educate, entertain, and inform.
I want them to also be inspired, as I said, and I want them to learn something about this artist who did try to create a world without evil.
And beyond that, just the experience of working with artists. We want to demonstrate by providing stipends. One reason we're raising money is we want to be able to provide not only a professional experience. I would regard our production as semi-professional, but we are professional in the sense that we want to compensate our artists, and that's one of the reasons we're raising money.
I would hope that people would support through crowdfunding or on an Indiegogo site a musical like Calder, because hopefully they would support the arts in general.
Depending on our fundraising, we hope to be able to compensate our actors and make it worth their while and worth their time.
I think this has a place in that it helps promote peace, hope, and harmony through art in the world, and it shows the value of art itself, because he did a lot of different kinds of art, but also that they would want to support a show that's family friendly, that's mainstream, that has an original work that has a lot of potential and could affect people's lives. It could inspire a child to an adult to anyone.